The personal journey of Enoch is one of the most extraordinary, otherworldly experiences ever recorded. He was not just a historical figure, he was a bridge between the physical and the spiritual, a man who walked with God and was ultimately taken into the heavens. Here is the full narrative of Enoch's incredible personal journey, from his initial awakening to his cosmic travels, and finally, his role as the keeper of secrets for his family. The awakening of a prophet. Enoch lived in an era of rapid change, but unlike those around him, his eyes were opened by God to see the spiritual reality behind the physical world. The angels showed him visions that were not meant for his own generation, but for a remote, future time, giving him a deep, heavy understanding of the ultimate destiny of both the righteous and the wicked. While Enoch sought to live uprightly, the earth below him was falling into profound chaos. The great betrayal of the Watchers. During the days of Enoch's father, Jared, a cosmic tragedy unfolded on the summit of Mount Hermon. 200 high angels, known as the Watchers, looked down at humanity and lusted after the daughters of men. Led by an angel named Samjaza, they bound themselves by a mutual oath to descend to earth, take human wives, and live among mortals. Their physical union produced terrifying offspring, the giants, who began to consume the resources of humanity. Worse, the Watchers began teaching mankind forbidden celestial secrets. Azazel taught the art of making weapons of war, armor, and cosmetics to beautify the eyes. Others taught sorcery, root-cutting, astrology, and the reading of the clouds. As violence and corruption gripped the earth, the cries of humanity rose to the heavens, and Enoch was chosen to be the messenger of divine justice. Taken into the heavens. One day, Enoch's physical reality melted away. In a stunning, terrifying vision, he was physically swept off the earth. The clouds invited me, and a mist summoned me, and the course of the stars and the lightnings sped and hastened me, and the winds in the vision caused me to fly and lifted me upward and bore me into heaven. He was carried to a realm of blinding light and fire. He crossed a wall built of crystals and surrounded by tongues of flame, entering a colossal crystalline palace. There, the great glory spoke to him, commissioning him with a heavy task. Enoch was to return to the fallen Watchers and deliver their sentence. He had to tell these spiritual, eternal beings that because they had defiled themselves with the flesh of earth, they would find no peace, no forgiveness, and would watch their giant children perish before their eyes. Guided through cosmic secrets. After delivering this harrowing message, Enoch was escorted by the archangels on a tour of the cosmos, witnessing things no other mortal had ever seen. The angel Raguel showed him the mysterious, unquenchable fire in the west that pursued and regulated the luminaries of heaven. The archangel Michael guided him to 7 magnificent mountains where Enoch beheld the legendary Tree of Life. Its leaves and blooms never withered, and its fragrance was sweeter than any earthly scent. Michael explained that no mortal could touch this tree until the Great Judgment, when it would be transplanted to the temple of God to serve as food for the righteous elect. The sanctuary of angels and the distant cry. Eventually, Enoch left the realm of mortal men entirely, taking up his permanent dwelling amongst the angels at the very ends of the earth. His earthly peace was interrupted when his son, Methuselah, traveled to the ends of the earth, crying out in distress. Enoch heard his son's voice and emerged to greet him. Methuselah was deeply troubled by a strange event. His son Lamech had just fathered a child who did not look human. The baby's body was whiter than snow and redder than a rose. His hair was as white as wool, and when he opened his eyes, they lit up the entire house like the sun. Lamech was terrified that the child was actually fathered by one of the fallen angels. Enoch, comforting his son, revealed the beautiful truth. The the child was indeed Lamech's legitimate son. His extraordinary appearance was a sign of his divine destiny. Enoch instructed Methuselah to tell Lamech to name the child Noah, meaning comfort, because this child and his 3 sons would be the sole survivors of a great global deluge that God would send to cleanse the earth of the Watcher's lingering corruption. Having comforted his family and revealed the mysteries of the heavenly tablets, Enoch remained in his heavenly sanctuary, a man who had successfully walked between the worlds of men, angels, and the divine.